The concept of wealth in Christianity has been a topic of debate for centuries. Many people believe that Jesus' teachings emphasize the importance of humility, simplicity, and detachment from material possessions. However, a closer examination of the Bible reveals that Jesus' message is not about being poor, but about being rich in spirit, and that he wants his followers to be wealthy in all aspects of life. In the book of 3 John 1-2, the Bible says, "Beloved, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prospereth." This verse clearly indicates that God's desire for his children is to prosper in all areas of life, including financially. Jesus' teachings are not about depriving oneself of material possessions, but about using them wisely and for the greater good. One of the key principles of Jesus' teachings is the concept of stewardship. In the parable of the talents, Matthew 25:14-30, Jesus teaches that each person is given a certain amount of resources and talents, and it is their responsibility to use them wisely and multiply them. This parable is often seen as a lesson in financial management, but it is also a lesson in faithfulness and obedience to God. Jesus wants his followers to be good stewards of the resources they have been given, and to use them to build his kingdom and bless others. Another important aspect of Jesus' teachings is the concept of abundance. In John 10:10, Jesus says, "I am come that they might have life, and that they might have it more abundantly." This verse is often misunderstood to mean that Jesus came to give us a life of poverty and simplicity. However, the word abundantly in this verse means exceedingly, very highly, beyond measure, more. Jesus came to give us a life that is full, rich, and overflowing with blessings, including financial wealth. It is also important to note that Jesus was not poor in the classical sense. He was a carpenter, which was a respected and middle-class profession in ancient Israel. He also had a group of wealthy supporters, including Joanna and Susanna, who provided for his needs and the needs of his disciples. Luke 8:3. Jesus' teachings are not about being poor, but about being dependent on God and using one's resources to bless others. In addition, the Bible teaches that wealth is a blessing from God, and that it is a reward for hard work, diligence, and obedience to his principles. In Deuteronomy 8:18, the Bible says, "But thou shalt remember the Lord thy God, for it is he that giveth thee power to get wealth, that he may establish his covenant which he sware unto thy fathers, as it is this day." This verse clearly indicates that God is the one who gives us the power to get wealth, and that it is a blessing that comes from him. However, it is also important to note that Jesus' teachings are not about accumulating wealth for its own sake. In 1 Timothy 6:10, the Bible says, "For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith, and have pierced themselves through with many sorrows." This verse warns us that the love of money can be a snare, and that it can lead us away from God. Jesus wants his followers to be wealthy, but not at the expense of their relationship with him. In conclusion, Jesus' teachings are not about being poor, but about being rich in spirit and using one's resources to bless others. He wants his followers to be wealthy in all aspects of life, including financially, and to use their wealth to build his kingdom and advance his purposes. By understanding and applying the principles of stewardship, abundance, and faithfulness, we can experience the wealth and blessings that God has in store for us, and live a life that is full, rich, and overflowing with his goodness. Jesus' desire for his followers is to prosper and be in health, and to use their wealth and resources to make a positive impact on the world.